after that, I really just set out on this journey of discovery. One of the most interesting things that I learned is that we all have fundamentally misunderstood Abraham Maslow's famous theory of self-actualization. So it turns out that in 1967, a few years before he died, he basically had a huge catastrophic heart attack, but he survived it. That heart attack shifted him into an entirely new state of consciousness, what we would call a higher state or a higher form of consciousness. Now, you've probably heard the term peak experience. Maybe you don't know that Maslow is the one that came up with that term. So he was really super interested in peak experiences. He's the one that created that term, popularized it, really researched that part of the human experience for many, many, many years. This experience he called the high plateau. And if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense because he had sort of the mountain metaphor going on with the peak experience, right? And so what else exists in the mountains that's not just a single point in time, but is actually a lasting thing, and that's a high plateau. So he called this the high plateau experience. If you want to look up our work on it, our academic term for it is persistent non-symbolic experience. That's kind of a mouthful, so we're going to call it things like fundamental well-being. We'll also refer to it as just persistent higher levels of consciousness, just so that it's easier for you to kind of keep track of what we're talking about and to understand it more simply. So Maslow had this shift. Now, when you think about Maslow's hierarchy, and I ask you, what's the top level of Maslow's hierarchy? You probably say to yourself, self-actualization, right? Who doesn't know that? We Google right now, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're going to come up with all kinds of graphics that have self-actualization at the very top. But in his later years, he revised that, and he added a new level, and that level was called self-transcendence.